There were explosions on site. It wasn't entirely unheard of, but these didn't seem controlled. Also not unheard of, but it still made Iris nervous. The door to her cell opened, and an agent stood there. He was younger, with Mexican features, and she didn't recognize him. 105, get up! We need to move you! She could tell he was new. Most of the Site-17 personnel were used to calling her real name, outside of office documentation. The shrinks thought it would be helpful in keeping her emotionally stable. You had to laugh.
Should I take anything?
She asked, as she got up from her seat.
No time. We'll send someone for it later.
He motioned for her to hurry. She walked to the door. She was long past the time where she resisted or tried to escape. Where would she go? She'd probably just end up somewhere worse. He led her into the hallway and didn't bother to re-secure the door. She realized then that things were extremely wrong, rather than the baseline of very wrong she'd grown accustomed to. He hesitated a moment, then said,
"This way."
She almost offered to guide him, but he probably wasn't prepared for a
skip
to show that kind of initiative. There were gunshots nearby.
"Stay behind me."
The agent pulled out his sidearm. There were dead bodies in the next hallway. 2 were site security. A third wore an unfamiliar black uniform. As the agent walked through the next door, there was a gunshot, and the back of his head blossomed outward. Iris crouched in the frame of another door, pressed as hard as she could into the shallow alcove. She listened as someone walked up to the door. She held her breath and waited to see if they'd walk in or lean in far enough to see her. After a moment, she heard them turn and walk away. She stood still a moment longer and then quietly reached down and picked up the dead agent's sidearm.